Well, hello there guys and gals, this is Eugene from Review Outdoor Gear, back with another review for you. This is the Thule Chariot Cross Multisport trailer, bike trailer, and stroller. Amazing. I mean, this thing, we've had it for 2 years. I want to show you guys everything about it, show you what it's like. This is not a sponsored review in any way, just something that we've bought and used and really like and wanted to share it with you guys. So today I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to go through everything as much as I can. It's going to be a long review, but it'll be in-depth and very thorough. I'm going to show you the interior, the exterior, the storage, how it folds down. We've taken it traveling and a lot of other things, so I'll talk about how it is to travel with it completely. And then I'll show you all the attachments we have. We have all of the attachments for this thing except for the cross-country skiing sled attachment. So I'm going to talk to you about all that stuff, show you what's going on, show you the measurements, the functionality of this thing, and hopefully this answers your questions about anything you might have related to the stroller. And if you do want to find this thing, we will have a sponsored Amazon link down in the description that you can click to go buy the stroller. It is not cheap, but it is worth every penny, in my opinion, as well as my wife. We've both been using it for such a long time, and we think it's just a great stroller. Okay, so let's get into it. It's the auto stroller. Hi, дети, а кто вас везет? So as an overview, this Thule is a Swedish company, so this is made in Europe. Well, I don't know exactly where it's manufactured, but it is designed and produced, engineering-wise in Sweden. The materials on this thing are basically aluminum, very nice durable nylon, weaved, polyurethane here, and then of course, all the other materials to make the wheels and the bearings and all that stuff. So that's the materials. In terms of weight, this thing is about 45 pounds, the way it is right now. With all the attachments, of course, it's different, but 45 pounds, so it is not light. It is a heavy stroller. And then in terms of functionality, it's very versatile. It's not the most, traditional stroller. So if you're trying to be going to church, something like that, it's not the best for that. But it is extremely versatile, and we have taken it pretty much everywhere we can think of. We are so glad we took this huge stroller with us because, man, you can load everything on here in one big go and you're good. And then we're going to go have dinner? Yeah? Hey, buddies. It's a great all-around stroller. All right, well, let's start with the interior first. Let me show you everything that's in here. So here we have nice straps for the shoulders, adjustable up and down, padded waist belt. That all comes together, as you'll see when I put little kids in here, and it clicks into that with one safety button. Very nice, quick, easy release to release them with just one press, and all that's adjustable. And then this all lifts up to clean out and vacuum out really well. Material in here cleans up really easy. For their heads, they have a nice little mesh, so it allows air to pass through the vents that are here on the front, open and close like that. And then they also have a padded little waist back here as well, okay? So that's pretty straightforward. They also have a pocket on each side, a little mesh pocket for each one of them. And then their feet rest nicely on here or up against here. Now, they also recline here. I'll show you in the back in a minute, but they recline, so if they're sleeping, they go almost at a 45-degree angle in terms of resting. So that's pretty comfortable. Like that on both sides independently. So that's really nice. They have a little kind of separator between them when they do go down so that they don't bob each other's heads if they're sleeping. Okay, so that's pretty much all that is there on the interior. And then they have these little windows that are the polyurethane, I think is what they're made out of. Okay, well, let me demonstrate how these little guys get in here. So one is already here, buckled in. Let's get in here, little guy. Let's go. So he sits down, very easy. They just tuck in here. So these both boys are about 30 pounds right now each. Our little guys here. So they just buckle in here real easy, like that. There's a little buckle on this side as well, here, and that's it. So they just have the one buckle in the middle, just like that. Here, let's squish you up a little bit, buddy. Let's squish you up. There we go. So they just like that, nice and comfy. They have these little straps here. And then I'm gonna lower them down as if they're trying to sleep. That's what that looks like. Yay! And look at that, their feet just reach here. So they're both about 2 and 3 years old, somewhere in there. Let's talk about the exterior real quick. So I'll show you how it collapses and everything in a second, but this right now is just the paved stroller setup. You have nice framing all the way throughout. The cool features that we have here are the fact that probably the coolest one is the shock absorbers here that are adjustable. So if you look here, there's a little level that releases, and then you can move it up to light or hard, soft or hard suspension. And that's really nice for bumpy roads, both for biking and running or just strolling around. So you can see here, pretty tight. And if I go to minimum, you can see how easily that goes up and down and gives you a lot of movement there. On the other side, it's all the same, very similar. And then as we go to the back, let me show you what's going on here. So we have a little mesh that we can see down. When you're walking, you can see down at both of their heads on each side. This I'll show you in just a second. And then here's the adjustments that I was talking about for the reclining. Then back here we have this big storage compartment that usually can be also moved up like this to move out of the way if you're collapsing the stroller, or if you're running, or if you just don't need it. This comes off of here with these little things, and I'll show you what that is in just a second. We have little reflectors back here, again all made out of really nice durable nylon. Back here we have 2 mesh pockets, so there's just a ton of room to store things. This opens up all the way down to here. I don't know how much volume this is, but I'd guess it's about maybe 25-30 liters of space in here at most. But you can fit a diaper bag, toys, clothes, food, a ton of stuff in there. So nice to go vacationing or traveling, because you can just store a ton of things in there. And I'll show you that in just a minute. And again, this little clip hides away. And there's a little extra pocket in here as well to kind of put more things in there. And it has a little bar here, so it makes it nice and firm, so it's not super floppy. And these are attached to that bar, the little reflectors on the back. Okay, so then that goes up. And then we have this big handle, which is adjustable with these 2 buttons on each side. You press them in. That allows you to collapse it all the way down and all the way down to there. And then it has several intermediate locking points, and they can adjust it to run. You have a very nice stride in here as you're leaning forward. There's no way to kick the front of that as you're running. And right here you have a brake. Just press that and it locks both wheels very well with a little cord under there, and then release just like that. So it's very easily maneuverable. It rolls super nice and easy. And that's the exterior. One additional thing I wanted to mention about the handle is be careful when you're collapsing it. Make sure that you lock it before it hits all the way down. We did the mistake of having it sit like that and putting it in cars and on an airplane. And the original mesh or foam on these handles got cut by this right here. So that if you have it sitting all the way down like that unlocked, it'll cut through that, this sharp aluminum piece. So make sure to keep it like that. But what I did is actually just rewrapped it with some really soft, nice road bike handlebar wrap, and you're able to actually take this all apart. There's aluminum bar inside, wrap it, and I sealed it in on both sides with these screws. Very simple to do, and a little bit of tape on the inside, and it's good as new, and it's actually more comfortable than the original. So that's easily replaceable if it ever does break down, with just some handlebar wrap that you can buy on Amazon for, I think it was like $10. It's very inexpensive. Let me show you how it folds down. So again, the pocket up here is attached with this little clip. The handle folds down to here. On each side, you just click a little button to release. One of them has a little safety thing that you can't accidentally press it. And it has a little indication here that says, hey, it's red, it's not locked in, as opposed to like that. It turns green when it's locked in and red when it's unlocked. So that's really convenient. And then as you push it in, the whole thing goes down like that, and it locks with this little lever right here. Wheels, super easy to remove, one button. They just come right out. You can put those inside the stroller, just like that. One upside down. These wheels on the front are also lockable with this little turn button right here. pull the lever, they fall right out. And again, you can see the red. If it's not fully locked, it's pretty obvious that, hey, this needs to be locked down. So that comes off on both sides. The wheels drop out, and that's the fully collapsed state with just the stroller setup. If it's collapsed down in terms of fitting it into your trunk, so just so you know, the minimum required size is going to be 14 inches tall by 34 inches. And width-wise, this is the widest portion here. That is 30 inches. Now let me show you how easy it is to set it back up, and then we'll talk about more attachments. So that's one wheel. That's the other wheel. Wheel number one. Actually, I forgot to lock the little suspension thing. And wheel number two. Goes in like that. Release this little lever, and then you just push these back, just like that, on each side. And there you go. It's all set up. Let's do the bike stroller attachment. So the wheels here actually flip around, and they lock in upside down, just like this, on both sides. Okay. So they're out of the way. This actually very conveniently can be stored right here, and it clips in right there. So you can have that little piece available for you, and it all closes up nicely. So you can be strolling with it and then convert it into a bike trailer without, going to have to pick anything up. And it's all available right here. So this simply goes into this piece where the wheel usually goes for this for the stroller, for the running stroller setup. And it just inserts here. You open this up, push it into the line. It locks right there, and then you lock it with that little turn key right here on the side, and the wheels can stay during that. And this comes apart. This has a little red loop, has a safety attachment that then clips in here, and then this goes onto the bike attachment that comes with the stroller when you get the bike attachment piece, which actually comes with the setup, and that attaches to your back bike wheel right here. So then your bike is sitting here, and then this has a little safety and everything that attaches to make sure none of that comes out with the other piece. And then this is used to secure that one more time, just in case that fails. This is just holds on to your rear fork. Okay, and that's it. I mean, that's the bike setup right there. So again, I'll show you that if I can with the bike in some photos or videos. You'll see how it's mounted, and it's really nice on the bike. So that comes out just like that, and the wheels go back on. So let me show you some other attachments here. I'm not going to put these front wheels on, so just so I can access everything really easy. Let me show you everything we have here in terms of covers for the front part. So under here is actually always stored a little mesh piece that unrolls, and then that just clips in here. Super easy. Press it in like that, and then you have zippers on each side that zip all the way down. They have a nice mesh all the way down the front, completely sealed in, so there's no holes right now from the inside of there to the outside, so kids can't throw anything out. It's very nice and sleek all the way down. Looks beautiful. Okay, so that's one version. If, say, you want an additional sunshade, this is also provided with this. It clips on really easily to these little side rails, and you can have a little sunshade. Say if your kid's sleeping or it's too bright, or you just don't want as much wind, you can have this on with or without the shade. You can have the shade on with or without the mesh. So you can roll the mesh up, hide the mesh away in there, and you can still have this nice little sunshade. You can also decrease its size by just rolling it, say like that, clipping it on again. It also scoots up and down very easily, as you can see. And again, I can roll it up all the way like so, and have it sitting there without it being used all the way up there. And then this can come back up, and if I need to remove the shade, these pop out really easily by just pushing them up. And I can roll this up and tuck it away nicely in this little pocket over here that's accessible from both sides on top of the mesh. So you can see there's a little mesh that I can see down to the kids inside. Okay, The other nice attachment that you have is if it's raining, you have this little bit. So this is just so handy if you're going to be out in the wet, running around or anything like that. This has a ton of attachments that I'll show you here in just a second. So let me set it all up and I'll show you how this looks. Okay, so this is the rain cover. It's very nice. So you can see how clear it is. It stretches out really tight on here. Provided are these 6 clips that are added onto this little ridge to give you ventilation. So there's nice air passage through there on the side so it doesn't fog up, okay? And then you can move them as needed to arrange them as you need. And then on the front, it's protected all the way down. So rain cannot get under there, cannot get in on the sides, easily. And then it goes all the way up over here. It all snugs down with these little rubber bands all the way across. And then this is a very nice place to put your phone or something like that up here. It's under the rain cover, but it's sitting there if you need it. And it all attaches back here. The only question I don't know, and if anybody knows, please leave it down in the comment section. There is these 2 loops that are here that I'm not sure what they're for. Potentially they're like when you roll it all up, they're used to maybe hold the rain cover nicely wrapped up, but that doesn't make too much sense anyway. So I don't know what they are for. But this has even a little clip here in the middle to attach to this, so that when you're running, they can be fully protected from the rain. It's a very nice feature. So let me show you how it comes off. We have little things that come off. And then this back one will come off here. Just like so. The cover folds up. And we usually just store that in the back pocket. And then these little bits come off just like this. And Thule actually gives you a little pouch that you can store them in nicely in the back of the stroller. Again, I just keep them in there. And they also provide you an Allen wrench for all the bolts on here to tighten things up, as well as an extra cargo compartment device there to secure it higher up like that. They also give you a nice little Thule light that can go on there. Now the last addition or attachment I have in it that's for big conversions here is the jogging wheel. So let me show you how that works. Again, pretty straightforward. These go into the same hole as the biking trailer setup. They go in here. This has a quick release, and then that attaches onto here on both sides. You tighten it down. So nice sturdy wheel. And then right here you have a little adjustment to true the wheel so that it, to make it straight. And what that does is just moves this one in and out a little bit to turn this so that it's doesn't always turn one way. So you can basically true or like align the stroller wheels with this little screw. Super simple, straightforward. So there we go. That's the running wheel, the jogging wheel. Now let me show you where you can store it. So again, if you're using this and you want the jogging wheel always available, after you take these off and put on the regular wheels, then this, of course, these bars can just be stored back here easily with everything else. And then this wheel, conveniently, this moves out of the way here. They have a little hole. This goes in there, and then this secures just like that. The other attachment that does not come with this that we bought separately is this really handy little jogging or strolling attachment. Very easily attaches onto here, clips in nice and tight. You can make it tighter by just pushing one out to the side and securing it like that. Super sturdy. 2 bottle holders with mesh on the bottom, a big pocket, nice for phone storage here, and then food or snacks or things in here that you need on the go. Again, it has a little open little mesh there on the bottom. So this is additional storage in addition to everything else you have. And when you have it set up like this, man, you are just like a delivery truck because you just have so much space. It's crazy. So this is an extra additional attachment that you do have to buy. And the last thing that we did buy is this little baby sling, baby hammock. Very convenient, and we've used this when we had our baby. So we'd have one of our older kids here and the baby here. And very easy to attach. These just go into these little loops that are provided, and you can put it on either side. And then there are little loops up there that the top part attaches to as well. I'm not going to do it right now because it's actually, once you put it in there, it's actually very hard to remove, which is nice because it's not going to accidentally fall out. but it's also adjustable in terms of how tight you want it to be. And it will hang just like that. And it's like a little, kind of like a car seat. And the baby gets its own little harness that's adjustable to 3 positions here. Adjustable in terms of tightness. And a nice little crotch, harness here, just like the other ones have, like that. Okay? And it has a little mesh on the sides, very comfy. Again, adjustable and very safe. So you can go biking with that and everything else, just like anybody else in here. All right, well, that concludes the review of the actual item. Now let me just tell you a little bit about where we've used it and how it is for travel. Like I said, when it collapses down in terms of getting into your car to start with, you saw the dimensions there. So it's not the smallest stroller. It's not super easy to take down. Ideally, the perfect situation is if you have a big, nice trunk or a truck. It's really easy to throw it in there without taking it all apart, like taking all the wheels off. We've done that on one of our cars. Just depends on how big your car is. It's really nice to keep it in the house or in the garage set up like this so you can just take it out and run or put on your bike and right out of your garage and just go. That's ideal, but it does collapse going to your car. So we've taken it to restaurants, any hallways, any elevators. It fits everywhere. It is the size of a wheelchair in terms of ADA, American Disability Association compliance. So it will fit all the places where a wheelchair will fit in terms of doors, bathrooms, everything like that. It fits in really easily and nicely. The other thing is we've taken it to airports and we've flown with it. So it will go through security just like a regular stroller. We've tried it. It works. You just take it through. They take it through the special gate, through TSA, no problem, no questions asked, and you're good to go. It is then checked at the gate, just like your other stroller would be. You fold it down, give it to them, check it at the gate, no problem. We've done that several times with it. They, sometimes can put a couple of scratches into the little metal aluminum piece there, but it's not a problem. It doesn't break. That's the most important thing. All right, guys and gals, that concludes the review of this Thule Cross Multisport trailer and stroller. Again, very nice. Highly recommend it. Links will be in the description to buy one. Please ask any of your questions down below in the comment section. We'll try to get back to you on those. If you do buy one, let us know. If you have one, let us know. Let us know what you think. Which attachments. Maybe there are more attachments I haven't looked into, but there are other ones. There are other colors as well. There's I think 2 or 3 other colors you can get, and you can get the single person version, which is everything's the same. It's just a little bit more narrow. So do check that out. We'll have links for both of those and the different colors down in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to praise God for everything you have in your life. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. In a pinch, it does work to put your wife in there and take her home real quick, as you can tell right there. So there we go.